Hello and welcome. It's good to be working with you on these projects. In this video, we're going to work on installing the third-party SSL certificate. So that's this one right here. Okay. I've outlined the steps here in my notes, and I want to walk through them with you, and then we'll go do the work. I'm going to be referencing an article, this article right here, more or less. The article some things have changed since the article was written, but it gives you a good overview and step through and walk through. The article is also linked in Canvas. You might have seen it there. So here's what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is we need to get a valid SSL certificate. The certificate that's on the ESXi server right now is a self-signed certificate. It works. It allows you to do encryption, but it's not recognized by any web browser or by any operating system, and that's why we get the error. Go here and look. So we get this error here, and this is what we're trying to correct. Certificate is not valid, and while the date on it is valid, the issuer is not. VMware is not. This isn't a certificate tied to a certificate authority recognized by any operating system or web browser. It does work, as I mentioned, but it's not tied to the certificate hierarchy, and therefore it's not recognizable. Now later on, I've got that down here in the notes. Later on, we have an upcoming project where I work with you on different ways to get a valid certificate, and they're freely available today, which is really great. Really great that we can get 90-day valid certificates at no cost, and we have an upcoming project where we look at several different ways to do that. Okay. So what I've done then is I've gone out and gotten a certificate for us, and what I did was I got a wildcard certificate, and the name of my server, if we go back to that PDF file, you remember the name of my server is ESXi.bobstaco.com. And that name is its name because in DNS, we have records both on the internet and locally that match its IP address to that name. And so when you type in that name into your web browser, it translates into an IP address, and then the certificate needs to match that name. That's our goal. So I'm the owner for bobstaco.com, and that's what's required in order to get a valid certificate is you need to be the owner of a domain. So I'm an owner, and I've proven that. And again, we'll work with you more on this in a future project. So as owner of bobstaco.com, I've gone out and I've gone through the steps to generate a wildcard certificate. And a wildcard certificate, we do it like this. This is how we write it. And what it means is it means any host. So the certificate, the one certificate that I've gotten for us, we can all use it because in my case, my host name is ESXi18. Excuse me, I didn't add that in there. In your case, it's ESXi 05, 07, a different one. So a wildcard certificate is valid for any host as long as this part of the domain name matches. And so that's the certificate that I provided for you. So what we need to do is we need to go out. Well, I've done it. I've gotten it, and I've put a copy of the files. There's two files. There's a CRT file and there's a key file. When you get certificates, you can get them delivered to you in zip packages, as PFX packages, as you know, these different ways that they can be delivered to you. And I got it delivered, I think it's a zip package, but I unzipped it and I have just the two files that we need, and that's a CRT file and a key file. So the two files end in, one of them ends in .crt and the other one ends in .key. And those can be found here, and I'm going to leave it up to you to go get those. You'll need to remote into Lab G because this storage server is only available from the lab. It's not available from the internet. So you'll need to remote into Lab G, go to that location, and you'll find the two files there, the CRT and the key file. What you need to do then is you need to rename them. First of all, copy them over. take a copy over. I'm going to put them in my downloads directory. So I'm going to go get those two files. I'm going to go get this file and this file, and I'm going to put them in my local downloads directory. And then once they're in there, then I'm going to rename them. And I'm going to rename all of this file. This whole thing is just going to become this. And this whole thing is just going to become this. These are the two file names. Those are the only two file names that ESXi recognizes. The existing certificate that's on ESXi has those same names, rui.cert, rui.key. And what we're going to do is we're going to replace them with a key file and a cert file that are valid. Once we've done that, then we're going to put our ESXi server into maintenance mode. It's a good practice. We don't have any virtuals installed yet, and so it's more of a get you in the habit of doing this. It's a best practice to put your ESXi server in maintenance mode whenever you do any work on it. It stops any virtuals from running. It kind of just puts the server in a maintenance mode. It's not functioning, hosting virtuals or running virtuals at that time. After we put it into maintenance mode, then what we want to do is we want to enable SSH access to the server. And that is something that you turn on, you use it, and then you turn it off because it does represent a security risk. So I'll show you how to do that. We'll enable SSH. Once we've enabled SSH, we'll then use an SSH file transfer client. I'm going to use WinSecure Copy, very popular client. If you're remoting into the lab, WinSecure Copy is installed on your assigned machine in there. And then using WinSecure Copy, I'm going to connect to my server. And what will happen then is I'll get an SSH session. Okay, now it's going to be a graphical, because WinSecure Copy is a graphical tool, it'll be a graphical SSH session, which is really great. From that, then I'll navigate down to this directory. So I'm actually navigating in the file system on my ESXi server. I'll navigate there. I'll see these two files, and I'll replace them with my new files. That's what I'll do. I'll just overwrite them. In the article, the gentleman talks about copying the originals or renaming or moving. He uses the move command, and he basically renames the original rui.cert and rui.key. With the current versions of ESXi, when you can do that, of course, you can rename them and then put your files in as the rui.cert, rui.key. But when you reboot the server, those renamed files will be removed. So there's like a protection over this particular directory in ESXi. It doesn't allow extra files in there. And so I'll just go ahead and copy over those files. Another thing you can do, and I do this pretty regular, is I copy out the original files. I copy them out just in case I goof up and I need to reuse them. Okay, there's just a couple of different ways you can approach that. So once you've done that, once you've copied in the new files, then we go back to our web browser on our ESXi connection. We take the server out of maintenance mode, we exit maintenance mode, and then we reboot it. And rebooting it then will allow it to pick up the new certificate. Then we have to test that. Now, when you're testing certificates like this, there's this thing that happens with web browsers. It's like you may have a valid certificate there, but the web browser may not yet recognize it. And so don't give up right away. If you've done all this and it's all worked correctly and you open your web browser and it still says an invalid certificate, refresh the page, open a different web browser, give it a chance. The web browser, it holds on, it has its own cache. Give it a chance to kind of work through that. Don't give up easily on that. And then once you've done that, in the assignment, I ask you for a screenshot with that, and that's it. Okay. So this video is at 9 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and just call this part 1. And when we come back in part 2, what we'll do is I'll just start and stop the video demonstrating each of these steps. Alrighty, sound like a good plan? I know it's cool stuff, right? Way cool stuff. Okay, I'll wrap this up and I'll see you in part 2.